Yeah, we're here in Stuttgart at Die Röhre, a small club, but we have a big band here. The Answer, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Cormac, and I'm glad you pronounced the name of this club and I didn't have to.
I'm Mickey, play bass in The Answer.
Okay, you are on tour with AC/DC, not today, but the last weeks and the forthcoming weeks. You play small clubs in between. Do you enjoy these small club shows after playing in front of all the big audiences?
Yeah, very much so. I think it's important to us so we are able to play for, longer than 35 minutes every night, We've got an album full of new material, so again, it's absolutely essential that we get to play gigs like this so we can, play new material for, all the fans that possibly didn't get tickets to see AC/DC, and all the fans that came to see us play AC/DC and didn't get to hear all the songs we wanted to hear.
Take a shot for old time's sake. You've done no damage yet. The way you smile all the time, crooked back, you're spitting lies. I'm alone in my home, my only friend. I try to look you in the eye. I try to tell you all the lies. I try to tell you.
To hear, so.
Okay.
And we've played around this circuit quite a lot before,
Yeah.
so it's nice to come back and to see familiar faces, from our previous tours. So, yeah, it's good, a lot of fun.
I know that the support bands from AC/DC often have a hard life. I remember King's X back in the 90s. It was not well. But I think your style fits really well because you're not sounding like AC/DC, but I think you maybe reach the same people. So how are the reactions so far?
Well, fingers crossed, we haven't had a bad reaction yet. And we're 5 months in and maybe 55 shows in with AC/DC, so yep, it's been really good. The audiences have been fantastic, especially on continental Europe. It's been absolutely fantastic, and I think we have a similar, high energy rock show that the fans can relate to.
That's cool. And you have a new CD out. We saw the video clip many times. How do you record a CD? Do you use the modern studio technique and let it sound old school and handmade, or do you really play live in the studio?
Yeah, I think the secret, in this day and age is to combine the two, because you don't want to make a record that sounds like it's straight out of, the Led Zeppelin collection back in the early 70s, but you also don't want to sound too polished because that's not who we are. So yes, we do. We set up live. We record all the drums, bass, and rhythm guitars at exactly the same time.
That's cool.
And then every evening I'll do my vocal for that particular song. So it's a very free-flowing process, and you manage to hold on to a lot of those little bits that are very often lost if you adopt all the modern studio techniques that are available. So I think we really on this album hit our stride and discovered a good system that really works well for us.
So you have written all the songs before you enter the studio, or do you still jam in the studio and found some additional things?
Say 90% was completely written and finished in pre-production back in Ireland, where we wrote all the songs and finished them off with our producer John Travis. Came out for 3 weeks pre-production, and we finished everything off there pretty much. It's like going into the studio, we knew exactly what to do. Okay. Just plug in, play, hit the record button.
This is why you can pick up.
Yep. Yep.
Being prepared.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how are you happy with the reactions on the new CD? The feedback you're getting so far?
Yeah, we've had some amazing feedback. Just all the press that I've read has been very positive. Thankfully, because I could read 20 good reviews and one bad review, and it would put me in bad form. But it's been great, and on our website and our MySpace, the people that really matter, the supporters, they all seem to love it. So that's the most important thing to us, and we're kind of relieved, that it's going down well. But we've made an album that we're very proud of, and we've made an album that we can really stand up and hold our heads high and say this is where we're at right now. So the fact that people like it is good.
I think you are in the lucky situation that there are a lot of people doing a lot of really good promotion for the band. how did you get this great record deal, the tour with AC/DC? Did you play in a club and somebody was there and says, yes, I need this band, or?
No, well, we've been going for 9 years now, this June, so it's been little baby steps all the way, you know. We just gathered more people here and there, and it took us a long time to get a good team together to promote the album, to, you know, distribute the album, and, you know, just learn by your mistakes, and, you know, this time around we're getting it right. But as far as AC/DC goes, we're with Albert Productions, and they publish the first 5 AC/DC albums, and we were able to get our material to Malcolm and Angus and Brian and the likes to, you know, to listen to, you know, to put forth for the tour. But we were in the running with like maybe 100 other bands, you know. Everybody wanted to be on the AC/DC tour, you know. But thankfully they picked us, handpicked us themselves, so it's pretty cool.
That's cool. Do you have any influences in your music that are based in Ireland, like Thin Lizzy?
Yeah, absolutely. Thin Lizzy, Rory Gallagher, some of the earlier Van Morrison stuff with them, you know, Gary Moore. We like to see ourselves as belonging to part of that continuing rock tradition in Ireland, because it's a very strong thing. You know, there's very strong blues, rock, metal scene in Ireland that began with Thin Lizzy, you know, and has really carried itself through. And you know, it's nice to be talked in the same bracket as those guys now that we're, you know, starting to have a bit of success. So, I mean, Rory Gallagher, for example, his song "Walking Hot Coals" is the song we play before we take to the stage every night to get the blood pumping, you know. So yeah, very, very close to the band.
And it's a cool tribute to a man who died way too early. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for this interview. I wish you all the best for the rest of the tour with AC/DC and the club shows. And
Thank you.
I think you will do a really big headliner tour by next year. And then we will meet again.
We'll see you then. Hello, how are you? This is Cormac from The Answer here, and you're watching Street Clip TV. Rock and roll.